Hey everyone, welcome back to the TimeHack Agent Podcast. I'm Reed Schwartz, founder of TimeHack Virtual Assistants. And around here, our mission is pretty simple, helping business owners and entrepreneurs to buy back their time and grow their business through systems, automation, and virtual assistants. So if you ever felt like your to-do list was kind of growing a life of its own, and you spend more time putting out fires instead of building your business, then you're in the right place. This show is all about showing you what's possible when you stop doing everything yourself and put the right support steps in place. So today I'm really excited because we're going to have on my virtual assistant, Hannah Reel. She is my social media manager. She is one of the people that makes TimeHack work. She's doing the work behind the scenes. She is my social media manager, virtual assistant. She's been with me for getting really close to a year. I think tomorrow?
Yeah,
Tomorrow?
yeah.
Yes.
No, it's next month, but maybe a
No, I'm
year.
sorry. No, 11 months is tomorrow.
Okay, 11 months, yeah.
So I'm excited. So let's just jump in here and hear a little bit from Hannah. So Hannah, welcome and thanks for being here. I want
Sorry.
people a chance to meet you. So if you could just, introduce yourself and share what you do here at TimeHack VA. And, if you throw in something funny and interesting, that'd be great too.
All right. Oh, hi. Thank you for having me, Mr. Reed. Hi, everyone. I'm Hannah Reel. Well, Mr. Reed just calls me Hannah, and I am his social media manager. I keep his online presence online, and while he do the offline stuff.
Let's see. When we first started working together,
Mhm.
I remember 11 months ago, when you first came to work for me, I kind of, at that point, I was just doing social media here and there. And sometimes I would put 3 posts out a week, and sometimes I would put 3 posts out a month, and sometimes I would do 3 posts a day. And when you first came to work for me, you spent the first couple of weeks building out a plan. Can
Yes,
you
of
kind of
course.
talk through how you did that and how you put that in place?
Yeah, sure, of course. Um, the first step is actually getting to know you. Like, who is Mr. Reed and what does he do and what's his business and what's the nature of his business? So I look up to your profile and then we just kind of like had this one-on-one talk, a meeting with each other and just getting to know each other. And you introduced me to your world and what you do for a living, your family, and what you like, what you dislike, and stuff like that. And the more that I get to know you, the more I recognize what you want your presence to be online. And that made me visualize it in the most genuine way possible. You had this your own brand voice, you have this own um how people know you outside from social media. You're that go-to guy everybody talks about, like as you said in your real estate tagline, your realtor for life. I sat down, got to know you, got to know the business, got to know your system, and also got to know the in and outs of your goals and your vision for the business. So yeah.
Yeah, and then because I think we worked together the first few weeks, you were building that system out while you were in the meantime editing videos I was throwing at you and putting captions on them and getting them posted.
Yeah.
So when we first sat down together at the end of January of
Hmm.
2025, and then you presented to me a plan. Do you remember it? Can you go over a little bit of that plan? Because you had stuff for different media, different days of the
Yeah.
week, just kind of in general, how you came up with that plan. And because people are, I know lots of people get overwhelmed by social media. There's so much stuff out there, and everybody's like, well, I need to be posting stuff, but what should I post? And should I have a system, or should I just post, hey, this is what I had for breakfast today, which sometimes I'm guilty of doing. Um,
I mean, I am too in my own social media.
Right. So you built out an actual plan to have a strategy to that. Could you go over a little bit of how that came together?
Technically, I have a background. I graduated in media arts. I've always am into arts. I'm an artistic person. And also, I have a background on freelancing and on video editing, and as well as I came from a marketing agency here in the Philippines. And so, from my experience in the training I had, I was able to input it um, in our day to day strategy or um, during the months that we've been working together. So, how I put on that plan is I looked at your algorithm and who your target audience are and your goal basically, because you said to me in January that you just want to be in front of people, and, stay in that lane of and getting to know and also being like sharing what Whitby is, what your life as a realtor is, and besides the listings and stuff like that. I researched your trends. I researched your trends, what was trending around your area and stuff like that, what's trending on the internet right now. And it always changes. It always changes throughout the months. So I always have to be updated. And then I have to connect your brand voice and your brand personality to those trends, as well as having a plan on having authentic content that you would put out as if you're talking to a friend, because that's what social media is connecting people. And how I connect you to the world is having genuine and organic content. And so far, that's what I've been seeing from your comment section. People liking your content and saying, "Wow, you're awesome, Reed." Well, in reality, it's both of us are working with that content. Yeah. So
Yeah, I get my mom comments on some great post I put out, and I was like, yes, thank you, Hannah. Hannah did that. I get the
yeah.
credit with it with most people, but Hannah makes me look really, really good.
Well, that's my job.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely. Before, so you gave a little bit of reference that you had worked as a freelancer before. Could you give a little
Yes.
bit of background? So you went to school for visual arts, and
Mhm.
then what did you do before you came to work for me?
Okay, so during college, I was a working student, so I had to support myself. I was a scholar as well. I was active in organizations. I was part of the student council and all of that while I'm juggling part-time work. Since I'm in the, what do you call them? The younger generation, the Gen Zs. People
You
call these
Gen Z, Gen X, Gen Y? Yeah, I
yeah,
guess. Yeah.
yeah. I worked as a freelancer, a video game editor back in college, and as well as doing my education. And then after that, one of my personal dreams was to become an artist. I still have that dream, honestly, but it will happen, or it's in progress of happening. But at the same time, it's like what life throws at you, you just have to go through it. After I finished college, I worked as a gallery assistant for art galleries. Gave me an opportunity to learn about sales. Maybe not a lot of people know this, but when you're in a field like art, music, you gotta know like other things like admin work, sales, and marketing. Along that path, I learned marketing and sales just to sell a painting. And after my job at the gallery, I worked for a social media advertising company. It was a B2B business. Their system was, and also business to client. So I'm grateful for the job because I was able to learn the ropes of social media marketing. It's not just social media marketing, not just Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all the means. It's also like email marketing. I learned about a lot about designing, design psychology. And besides that, I interned for a events company, which led me to a lot of opportunities working with community. Because back in college, I used to host these charities, helping people out because it's in my core values. Gave me an opportunity to work with UNICEF, being connected to community. I worked with kids, I worked with all kinds of people. I work with people who are from the international, I work with VIPs, and I work for. So I'm just juggling everything all at once. So it made me comfortable working with you.
Because
And
there's the other side of it. Yeah, is working with
yeah,
Reed. Yeah.
yeah, because I've got these experiences, I was able to be flexible with the role of being your VA, being your social media manager, because I'm comfortable enough and proved that these experiences made me who I am today, as well as being able to work with you because I know in the job you have to be flexible, you always have to be ready whatever life throws at you, and you throw a lot of things to me because both of us have ADHD.
Yeah, ADHD squared. So
Yeah.
I throw the stuff out there. Hannah puts it together and pulls it all together. It makes me look really good. So that's awesome. That's awesome. I mean, I've really enjoyed working with you, and I can't believe it's been 11 months already. So how would you describe kind of our rhythm, how we work together? I mean, from your perspective, and don't throw me too far under the bus, but um,
No, no, you never treated me really as a employee. Just you never treated me like, hey, I got this stuff, do something. You know how to delegate because that's one skill that people like, they don't know the power of delegation when it comes to owning a business as well as being an owner of a business and leading a team. You'll get a system that will work for you. Had a mentor from Sphere Rocket told me, because I was a fresh grad. I don't really have that kind of experience some people are looking for. That mentor told me that, oh, he's just like your grandpa. Well, yeah. But yeah, I just treat you with a lot of respect, Mr. Reed, because besides working for you, being my client, um, we share things together like books. Both of us are big readers, as well as big in community and service. I really appreciate that. Having someone as the same values as me, at the same time, you being being my client, pushing me out of my comfort zones when learning about AI, because I was a person who was not confident enough to work with AI, or I have this belief that AI is gonna take over my job. But you talked me through it and taught me AI is a tool, and that tools with your VA can make you on extraordinary things with content and anything you want to want to put out on the internet, as long as it's ethical.
Yeah, it makes you that much more valuable to me.
Yeah.
And and back to what you were saying before about, we share a lot of the same values, being involved in community and constantly learning. And that's super important to me in
Mhm.
anybody that I'm going to work with, because those are my values. I'm involved in Rotary and Hearts and Hammers and
Yeah.
different things. And that's it's just really important. So having someone like you who works with me is great, because I have you do a lot of marketing stuff also for those organizations, and you take a genuine interest in that, and so that's
Yeah.
really important. So
Yeah. You also told me before that why you chose me as a VA, because you like working with someone who's cheerful and jolly and positive all the time. If you enjoy working with someone who has the same work ethic as you'll feel like you're not working at all.
yeah, yep. And that's my goal. It's life. We got to go through life. We're working, and we spend a lot of time working together. We want to work with people we like. I've
Yes.
had jobs before I worked with people I didn't care for very much. That's why I don't have one of those kind of jobs anymore. I get to choose who I spend time with, whether it's coworkers or clients. Either way, I can fire them both. But I don't have to.
Yeah,
Um,
and that's the thing about having VAs is that you can choose who you want to work with. Like you don't like go to this job and be like with a coworker that you think is not good for your for your work. So yeah, I think it's one of like the positives of having a VA of your choosing.
awesome. Okay, so before we wrap this up, because we've been going for a little bit here, let's see. What would be one thing you would tell someone that was thinking about hiring a virtual assistant? Because you did bring up the thing about, it's the delegation, because that's what
Yes.
we're all about, is helping people to identify. You just can't do everything. You can't be the quarterback and the center and the linebacker. Somebody's got to block for you so
Yeah.
you can hang on to the ball, and that
Hmm.
takes a team. And you are part of my team, and Jelly's part of my team, and that helps me to be able to concentrate on working with clients and
Yes, of
not be
course.
tied up with all of the administrative stuff. So, that's huge. So, what would you say as a virtual assistant working in the Philippines?
Hmm.
How does this job compare to other jobs that you've had as far as the pay, the working conditions? Obviously,
Hmm.
you get to pick your working conditions,
Well, it is what it is.
but how would you compare this to other jobs that you've had?
Number one thing that uh was really concerning for me is my my time and my health. Number one thing about my time, my health, and family. So those are the three things that are important to me. My time, because commuting here is hell. Maybe if people are like updated to the news or whatever, I have to be honest that commuting here is, you just have to like go to traffic, and sometimes it's 3 hours away. I live in like almost a city province, and the work I had was in the city, in the center of the city. So I had to like wake up at like 4 a.m. or maybe like 3 a.m. just to go to work for like for 8 a.m. for an 8 a.m. shift. And then I have to like time out at 6 p.m. and then like go to the bus for 3 hours again. And then instead of having a time for myself, um doing my hobbies, painting, going to the gym, everything that I like doing, I
Beating
stopped.
people up?
Maybe okay. If you guys don't know, I do Muay Thai. I'm a
You
but
don't
yeah,
want to
I
run
do.
into Hannah in a dark
No,
alley. Could be a bad thing.
don't worry. I only I only do kickboxing in a professional mat. When I switch over being a work from home employee here, being your VA, I realized I had a lot of time. I just spend it in unnecessary commutes. Yeah, and number two, my health. I've been getting sick. I'm an anemic person. So I have to have the sun. I have to have like enough hours of sleep. I mean, everyone maybe. But yeah, it came to a point that I was getting sick weekly. So instead of focusing on my job, I was miserable at home. Or sometimes I wasn't able to come to work back then because I was really sick and then I have no pay, which is more draining than just being at home and working from home. Because even though I'm sick, or like I don't glorify it though. I don't glorify being sick and working. That's not what I meant. But like still having to choose your time and how you work while still taking care of your health is very important, because maybe a lot of people who are listening now also think the same thing, that I have to take care of my health, but I also have to work, especially in my old age, in my young age. I'm not getting any younger. I feel like we um always want that time, but never really have the smart decision to where to spend it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's important. That's one of those things we work on, helping people so they can buy back some of that time, so they can
Yeah,
do that.
especially with the pay, it's a huge gap. I was able to save money in my I'm by the way, I'm 23. I know that I have a lot of time, but as I'm going through adulthood, I'm also running out of time. You know what I mean? But
We're
time,
all running
maybe,
out of time.
yeah, we're all running out of time. It's just maybe it's maybe it's like social pressure or whatever. But after working with you or being able to work with you, it helped me save a lot of money. It helped me help my family, especially. It helped me able to afford medicine that I need. And because I have so much time back for me being a VA and for you being a business owner, we're able to like focus on what's really important to our lives. For all of us, it's family, especially family. And being able to provide for them as well, putting food on the table, though it's not like very much that you have to be extravagant or whatever, but it's enough to enjoy what what matters the most to you, to everyone. And yeah.
Good, good. So before we wrap up, I have one question for you.
All right.
What do you think is the biggest myth about virtual assistants that you wish we could erase that people wouldn't think?
Okay, so one of the biggest myths people get about virtual assistants is that they're just an app on the phone or something like that. Because I get that every time I look at do my research on your Facebook page or like on social media, like what's that, why do I need that, stuff like that. But virtual assistants are working professionals. They're handpicked by the best of the best, not just to like provide you with assistance, but they're also humans that will help you be organic and help you with your business, help you with your goals, help you buy back their time, buy back your time for family, for your health, for your hobbies, for your goals, as well as you being making the bigger decisions while your VA handles all the admin tasks or stuff that you don't really want to spend time doing on. For me, VAs are also artists because VAs they're not just like a magical AI toolbot. They're humans that connect you with other humans. So yeah, um I think people should get rid of that myth, and also that you should pay your VA well and not undervalue them. Value them like you're valuing a coworker and maybe a friend.
Because they are a coworker and they
They
are a
are a
friend. You're
yes,
right. Yes.
yes.
Yes. No, very well said. Very well said. Yeah, I get that often is people think when I say my VA did that, it's
Mhm.
was that an app on your phone? Like, no, it's Hannah Real and she's real.
Yes, that's actually my last name. Amazing.
Well, Hannah, thank you for taking the time to jump on here and have this conversation. You will do fantastic.
Thank you so
All
much.
right, and we'll wrap this up. So, if anybody is watching this and you are curious about other questions for Hannah, shoot me a message. Be happy to maybe have her on again, and we could answer some more questions. Actually, that would be great. I would love to get a half a dozen questions outside of the box that we didn't talk about. and we could bring Hannah back on and answer those questions for people. Because when you think about hiring a virtual assistant, there are just so many aspects to that. There's, what are you going to have them do? Who am I going to hire? Can I trust them? Do they speak good English?
Of course.
Hannah, Hannah speaks fantastic English, and
Thank
obviously
you.
we can all hear her.
I was into Western cartoons growing
There
up.
you go. There you go. So all those things, but yeah, I think having you on is really awesome because it gives people actual one-on-one conversation with you. Well, maybe not quite one-on-one, but you and I having a one-on-one.
Yeah, I really appreciate you and Christy, if you can hear me there.
She's in the other room, but yeah,
Yeah.
we appreciate you, Hannah, and thank you very much. We'll wrap this one up, and we will. I will see you later.
See you later.
Thanks everybody for tuning in and
Thank you,
enjoying the
everyone.
podcast. If you got any questions you would like to know from Hannah, what a virtual assistant does, whatever it is, put them in the comments or shoot them to me in a message in the email or DM me, and we'd be happy to answer your questions. Or Hannah may answer from me, for me.
Yeah, you'll
'Cause that's
never
what-
know which one of us is speaking to you.
There you go. There you go. Because Hannah knows how I talk and how I answer. And that's why I have so many Facebook friends,
Yep.
because of Hannah. So,
Oops.
because she's doing a great job. All right. Thank you, Hannah.
Thank you, Mr. Reed. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you. So that's another wrap on this episode of the TimeHack Agent Podcast. Here is the thing, though. You've just spent the last 20 or so minutes learning how to work smarter and not harder. But knowledge without action is just a form of entertainment. So my challenge to you is, what one task are you going to automate or delegate in the next 7 days? I want to hear about it. Let me know. Send me something. Put a comment down there. Because here's the truth. Time is limited. It's your most valuable asset. You can't buy it back. When it's gone, it's gone. So if you want to know what it feels like to grow and have time for strategy and friends and family, go ahead and take your browser right over to TimeHackVA.com, where you can schedule a discover call with our partners, Sphere Rocket Virtual Assistants. Sphere Rocket has placed over 10,000 VAs with business owners across the country and around the world. And they will show you how they work and how they can find the right VA for you and your business. So go to TimeHackVA.com and schedule that appointment, and you will not be disappointed. Start buying back some of your time. See what you can do with an extra 10, 20, 30 hours a week with your life and your business, and how that can make a difference. All right, don't wait. Visit TimeHackVA.com. So until next time, keep hacking your time, not your sanity.